I'm Sam.
I'm Lily, and today we'll be reviewing The Smashing Machine.
So The Smashing Machine came out this year. It was directed by Benny Safdie. It's an A24 movie, and it's basically a story about MMA fighter Mark Kerr's life. It really specifically goes from, it even says in the beginning of the movie, it goes from 1997 to 2000, focuses a lot about his relationship with his girlfriend and his struggles with addiction while fighting in Japan.
So this movie, I have mixed feelings about it. I feel like we got so little of the beginning.
Yeah.
I wanted so much more of it. We got 2 minutes. Yeah, this is how he got started. And then jump cut to future. This is my girlfriend now.
Yeah, it really jumps right into him fighting in Japan. I know it tells us when the movie's taking place, but it feels very we don't really know when anything's happening, especially when he ends up leaving his girlfriend for a bit and he goes to rehab at some point. It feels like it jumps from 1997 to 2000. Yeah. We never really see anything in between. Yeah.
I felt that way, but also, okay, I feel like maybe we should have seen his progression into drugs and how that affected his life. But watching him actually inject himself with syringes and all that, you can kind of see his mentality of it all. And I'll be honest, beginning 15 minutes I was falling asleep, but when I saw him injecting himself with a syringe, it really woke me up. I was like, whoa, I need to pay attention.
Yeah. Now, I feel like the biggest thing about this movie we have to talk about is The Rock's performance.
Yes.
What did you think about The Rock's performance as Mark Kerr?
So I saw clips of people doing standing ovations for him. I do not think he deserved a standing ovation, but I do feel like he did a really good job. I didn't know who this wrestler was beforehand, but seeing the guy in the end, I was like, oh, they're not that similar of people, but I could kind of see the resemblance that they went for with the makeup.
Yeah, for me, it was the entire movie, I was just like, this is The Rock.
Yes, The Rock wearing makeup.
Yeah, it's very, I feel like if this was not based on a real person's life, it'd be okay, it's The Rock acting, whatever, but he's portraying a real person. I just couldn't see that person he was trying to portray. There were a couple scenes where, I don't know, there were a couple scenes where I was a little convinced that this wasn't The Rock and that he was actually, playing a character, but it took a lot of convincing for that.
There were some scenes where I was like, oh, that's just The Rock, especially in the medical bay or, the ending when he's laughing in the shower. I was like, this is not as, I didn't feel the way I think the movie was trying to portray him as even though he lost, he won in the end. But I just thought, oh, this is The Rock taking a shower.
Yeah. I think the most convincing scenes were definitely the ones that he shared screen time with Emily Blunt. I think maybe her acting might have helped him. And the scenes, there was the big scene where they're arguing and he gets mad that she's drinking in front of him. And I feel like that kind of convinced me that this could be a character that he was playing. And I think she really helped with that because, she's an incredible actress.
The whole B-plot, build up was insane. Watching her go to restaurants, getting drunk, and, seeing her, decline and him, getting over his addiction was something that I really personally enjoyed a lot.
Yeah.
That final, blow of their relationship was something that was so emotional. It was my favorite scene of this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Watching him break down the door and, seeing him, actually break down a door for good, because we saw him break down a door for, his addiction, but now he's trying to save someone that he loves.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Oh, in the gym scene where he used the drugs to help his trainer.
Yeah.
That was something that I really thought was, you could see that he was doing something for good, even though I don't think giving your gym trainer steroids is a great idea.
It was a bit weird when the trainer kept going oh yeah, that really feels good. I know why you did drugs.
I feel like a plant.
Yeah. But I think it does show how far Mark has grown and how he's able to handle drugs for someone else without feeling like he needs to relapse in some sort of way. I was very surprised that he did not relapse.
I'm shocked that he kept... I shouldn't say I'm shocked, because I'm sure most wrestlers and fighters keep drugs in their gyms.
Yeah.
but it's the fact that he knew exactly where it was and knew how to help someone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, one thing I also found interesting about this movie was just like the cinematography of it. Just like there were a lot of long shots on nothing. And I don't know how to explain that. But like the scene where like Mark Kerr is like you were saying this earlier, like when he's doing the drugs in the bathroom. There were just such long shots on like the thing of steroids.
A very close-up scene.
Yeah, and there's just like I feel like there was so much of this movie where it was just like on things for way too long. Whether it was just like random shots or just like storylines. Like I feel like it did not need to be like, what was it, like 2 hours or something?
Yeah, I felt more for his best friend, who is a wrestler, than him himself. And I think that was like a part of the story, like, oh, he's such great friends with his American buddy, but I just wanted to see more of The Rock's emotions come out, and I feel like I saw it in Emily Blunt. I think she's definitely going to get an Oscar nomination.
Oh, for sure.
But if The Rock gets nominated, I do not think he's winning in that category.
Yeah, I completely agree, especially with like the other possible contenders this year.
Absolutely.
But yeah. But what would you rate this movie?
I think I'm gonna have to give it a 6. What about you?
I think I'm also gonna give it a 6. At first, like when I saw it, I was like leaning more towards like a 7 or something because I was like, I don't know, but the more I think about it, the less I like the movie. So I'm gonna say a 6 as well.
I was gonna say a 7 before we sat down and talked. The more I talk about this movie with someone else, I realize, this is kind of a mid movie.
Yeah.
Now that I'm saying this, I want to go 5, but I'm gonna stick with 6.
All right. So we'll stick with 6 then.
Thanks for watching.